here from Create with Scrimping Mummy. So I'm back on with my big book of ephemera tutorials. I did a few and then I've not done any for a few weeks because I've been having to get on with my work that earns me money. And this is my work that I do for fun. So here's a heap of ephemera that I've got, and I wanted to make a journal that just is crammed full of handmade ephemera, bit like an ideas book, so that I can have it on my bookshelf and I can go back and I can look. And as I'm creating the ephemera, I'm doing tutorials. I've got a few. I'll list the playlist in the description box below, and I might add some other bits that I've previously done to that playlist to, just to give you some extra ideas. And as I go through the journal and I create more things, I'm going to share it with you. I'm making them all to a vintage theme because I want to end up with a vintage journal at the end. I just love vintage style, so they will all be kind of vintage theme. Okay, I'm going to use a mixture of digitals and book pages and vintage images that I've got from wherever, just whatever I'm going to use. But what I need to do before I continue is I need to construct their actual journal, okay, because to put these in. So I'm using Craftex. Now I've done a tutorial on a Craftex cover before. I'll leave a link in the description box to that as well. So I'm using black Craftex, okay, and I've kind of planned what I'm going to do. So I'm going to have a cover, okay, we're going to have the Medora style binding, and then I've got this bit is going to be like a pocket, front and back, and wrapped around the spine, and we're going to do some stitching. Okay, so that we've got a pocket there, then this you can maybe put your pens in. It depends how tight it will be, but you could certainly clip a pen to the outside, and it will also hide the Medora strings, although I do know another way of doing it where you don't see the strings, but I'm not sure yet. I just thought it'd add further stability to the spine, although this stuff's pretty indestructible. So what I've done is, in the first instance, I have on the width, I've done 6 for the front cover, 6 for the back cover in width, and a 2-inch spine. And then the height of my journals are generally 8.5. Okay, because that's the size I like. So whatever size papers you want to use, decide on your cover. And then I've got a 2-inch spine. It's gonna be quite chunky. And then what I've done is I've added an extra piece on the bottom, which is about 6.5. Well, I haven't added it. I've left it on and folded it up. Okay. So in total, this piece measures 6, 12, 14 inches by, that's 8.5. What did I say that was? And 6.5, so 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, about 15 inches, okay? So that's what it measures. And what I'm going to do now, I have marked on the inside, I've found the central point of my 2-inch spine, which is 1, made a mark. Then I've made a mark, 1/2 inch that way, 1/2 inch that way, and 1/4 inch up. And I've done the same at the top. So then what you need to do is punch your holes, set your eyelets, and then I think I'm going to sew. So I'm not quite sure how I'm going to do it yet. I think what I need to do is sew this section first, then fold it up, and then I think I'm just going to sew all the way around. Then collect my pages together. And in each signature, I'm going to have between 11 and 15 pages. And I'm just going to collect random things. Scrapbooking paper, digitals that I've printed out and not used, coffee dyed paper, envelopes, pages from notebooks, whatever I think I'm going to collect together just to make the base of the journal. Okay, so I'm going to go away and do that, and when I've finished I'll come back and show you, and we will start and add a few of these items to our journal. Okay, so my cover's done, so I'll explain what I've done and then I'll tell you a few things that I wish I'd done differently, but it's too late because I've only got one piece of Craftex. So I've done what I said. I've added the Medora binding, so I did that this way. Okay, I've shown you how to do it before, and then you only see the strings on the inside. So you've ended up with double strings in the middle. My elastic's a little bit thicker than I'd like, but it's all I've got. When I tie them off, I tie them off loosely, and then I adjust when I finish my journal, because you don't know how much tightness or slack you're going to need. So my sewing's messy. It's messy on purpose because I want a messy kind of a look. Okay, I've layered my pockets with paper. I've layered the spine with paper, but I've not wrapped it around the joins, and I've sewn all the way around. So you can't see the Midori holes for the bottom because they're inside the pocket. That's one thing I wish I'd done different. I wish I'd folded my pocket up, sewn it, laid it with the paper matting, and then I wish I'd added my eyelets there on top of everything. I stupidly added them before I did that. I don't know why. And so this pocket's a little bit bulky, but it's really a pen pocket more than anything, is this. More than anything else, and probably be better off as like that kind of a idea. This is not the best pen, I don't think. Hold on, let me see. Yeah, like so. So you can have your pen hanging there, but it will fit inside as well, just about. And then we've got pockets here and a pocket here. I've not layered the inside, and I've not layered the inside of the spine because I was worried that my eyelets wouldn't reach all the way through. They probably would have done, so I could have laid it with paper. But also I know from experience that if you put too much paper on Craftex, it loses its softness, and I want this kind of floppy soft cover. Okay, if you want it to be stiff, then layer it with paper on the inside spine as well before you add your eyelets. I'm not sure what I'm going to do here, whether I'm going to add pockets. If I do add pockets here, I might add large triangular pockets or stepped pockets or something. I don't know yet. Or just side pockets like a wallet style. If I do, I'm going to have to combine the Craftex with cardstock and make my pockets out of black cardstock, and I can stick them on very easily with a strong double-sided tape or glue. Red line tape sticks onto Craftex because I've done it before. Okay, so there we go. So it doesn't look much of anything at the moment, but once it's filled and decorated, it will look amazing. So you've got to trust the process when you follow my tutorials. They can look a hot mess until the very last 5 minutes, and then they look amazing. You've got to trust me. So I've made 3 signatures so far. Okay, I may add more. That's the beauty of the Midori style binding and why I use it repeatedly. Because if you change your mind, or you decide you've got too many pages or not enough, you can add things. So I've just done, how many pages have I done? 1. So this, I've actually used my journal compendium, I think it's called. I'll leave a link in the description box below. I think I sold it on my site for like £1 or something. It's just 13 pages, and I've printed it out and not used it. So here we are, I'm making a project out of it. So that's what I've used predominantly. So 1, then vintage music papers. This is genuine vintage. It's like 18 summer, I don't know. The 10 a penny in England. You know, when I find a book that's like 1850s or something, I'm not like, oh wow, because they're 10 a penny. And it sounds really spoilt, but they're 10 a penny. Charity shops, car boot sales, you can get them. So 1, 2, 3, 4. This is out of the journaling page basics. 1, 2, 3, paper bag. This is genuine vintage ledger paper. I've lost count again. 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't count paper bags. 5. Envelope, that'll be a page 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So far we've got 10 pages in each signature. Okay, so far that is what's that? 10, 40, 8, that's 120 pages. Okay, so it's quite a lot. I might even end up taking some out because we're going to fill it with all of these embellishments that we're making. It's going to end up bulky. Okay, so I might end up even removing some. So then all you need to do is add your signatures through your elastics. I love this page. Okay. And this is why we don't tie them too tight, because we can always adjust them. So don't tie that knot. Don't do it so that it can't be taken undone. So it can't be taken undone. That's not even English. So it can't be undone. And you'd be surprised how quickly you can fill a journal, okay, with just paper before you've even done anything. If you don't have printable papers, or you know you've not purchased this collection, you know, I've used paper. Just have a look what various papers you've got. Paper bags, envelopes. That one's moving up. Scrapbooking paper. I couldn't find any scrapbooking paper that I wanted to use that was double-sided, so I've not used it. Book pages, yeah. Anything, absolutely anything, so long as it's fairly sturdy. And the reason I'm saying fairly sturdy is because some of these embellishments, you know, that's like a pocket. So if you put that on very thin paper, then your page is going to sag. So it just needs to be a decent weight of paper. And old music paper, book pages, things like that are perfect. So now our journal is already looking pretty chunky. So what I'm going to do in the first instance, I'm going to use some of the ephemera that we've made on previous videos, and I'm just going to quickly decorate my cover. Okay, I've got a tutorial on this. Like I say, if you check the playlist in the description box below, you can see how I've made all of these and where everything comes from. These are made ages ago, they're just clusters. So we've got this collage paper. This is from my vintage adverts mega bundle. Okay, lots of people have already bought it. So I'm trying to use old collections that people have already bought rather than bringing you a new collection that people need to buy. Loads of people have got this. If you've not got it, use something that you've already got. Okay, you don't have to buy it. So here I'm going to, now if I'm clever, I could glue that on 3 sides and have an extra pocket behind. However, because it's on the cover, I don't want things getting beat up. That's why I've rounded the corners. That's another tip. If you round the corners of things, they don't get as beat up because they're not a sharp corner that's going to get bent as easy. So I'm going to glue the whole thing. Okay. So I just made this out of a tag and some ephemera fussy cuts from various collections. They're all listed along with the tutorials. So I'm going to put that about there, I think. Just have that clock peeking off the edge, and then that could do with being a bit further up actually, because I'd quite like to see the rest of that as well. Yep, and then this is one of the clusters we made. If you followed along, I just need to make sure that there's no... I'm just going to put a piece of scrap on the back of there in case I've got glue on the back of that. I don't want to glue my pocket shut. Okay. And then one of these clusters. Okay. And we'll stick that along the bottom. So we're just adding layers, lots of layers. And layers look fabulous. Not putting layers on the spine, I don't think, and I'm not putting anything on the back. The reason being, when I'm putting it in and out of my bookshelf, I don't want everything catching, and when I'm working on it, you know, I don't want the back getting beat up. So I'm just decorating just the front. Okay, so there's a lovely 2 layered embellishments. Lots going on, lots of layers. This was the little acetate that I made myself. I stamped it, coloured it, made that myself. Got tutorial on that. So yeah, so we've made a start already. We've got a fantastic cover. Okay, and as the journal grows, that cover, this spine will go rounded, and these covers will gain some sort of memory. But that's going to be a nice soft journal. It's going to lay flat on the deck. Okay, whereas sometimes when the chipboard, or you know, you use an old book, this can be stiff and not lay flat. This will, you know, the cover will lay flat, makes it easier for you to work on. So let's do a page. So I'm not sure what I want to do on here. Let's have a look. I've got so many things. We've got the tickets that we made. We've got I quite like this little pocket. I quite like that. It's very similar to the front cover though, isn't it? There's another one of the acetate tags that I made. We've got these photos that are, oh, I can't even remember which collection some of these come from. I quite like that, and I'd quite like to tuck that behind it, I think. So I think I'm going to make this little, I called these oversized film strips or something. So I'm going to glue this, yeah, on two sides, on the side and along the bottom. Okay. And then that's going to go, I know I'm covering that up, but never mind. That's going to go on the front page. I'm just going to leave a bit of space in case I decide I want to put some more numbers like this here to add a bit more layering depth, okay? And also, you know, I may go back after I've done some pages and add things. I've fussy cut things from my labels collection. I've got obviously I've got everything here, so as well as like an ephemera ideas book, I suppose I could make like a collage book, or what do they call them, glue books, where you go in and just stick things randomly from your desk. Kind of incorporate all of those ideas all in one. So what do I want in there? Do I want that with a pop of colour, or do I want one of my vintage photos? I quite like this, and this one with the faux tape, and I like this one as well. I like them all. This is the problem I'm going to have. And I loved when we made these. I think I'll have this one with the vintage tape that keeps on with that vintage feel. Okay, so that is just the very bare basics. We're off, we're rocking, we've done our journal, we're starting to get a collection of ephemera, and as I go and I'm filling up these pages, I will come and do videos. So make sure you're subscribed. They'd look cool like folded up and put in a pocket, wouldn't they? And we will continue working on our big book of ephemera. I hope you like it. If you don't have craft text, you can always just make a cover out of chipboard. I've shown heaps of videos on how to do it, whether they're wrapped with fabric tape, whether they're wrapped with cardstock. I've shown heaps of ways. I've even shown how to make journal covers with a file folder. Have a look through my videos. I've over 2,000 videos now. I think I said that in my last video because I'm bragging a bit because I'm really proud of myself. Over 2,000 videos, lots of inspiration, so go and have a look. I think we will be having pockets here. So I think that's enough for today to get your brain whirring and give you some inspiration, and I will be back with more ideas for our big book full of ephemera. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.